Hello everyone, Agion here, another Steel Division 44 replay. Spawned on the south side as the new infantry, well, not infantry, 6th Airborne. We have Lyino spawning as the Axis. We have asdf as the new infantry. 352nd Infantry, if I remember correctly the exact numbers. One of you can now highlight this. Yes, now you can actually highlight the 352nd Infantry Company. As we're going to see here, we do got the now early city field setup. We may see some good engagement here. We do got the Kubelwagen with the MG42. We do got reconnaissance of past fires with the AB Airborne Vickers HMG. Airborne Brand Group is here. They are the elite infantry. We are going to see the initial scuffles here. This reconnaissance unit will get ripped apart by this veteran force. Kubelwagen may do some damage. We do got some Ausstruppen here. Got a large airborne sort of here. Various airborne paras, including an airborne leader. These units are ready to rip apart these Ausstruppen squads. The Ausstruppen will be melted away quite quickly. But however, there is an officer here to give them additional veterancy. We got a Panzerjäger over here firing upon these airborne paras. They just need to get in some cover. He's too busy microing these units. The airborne leader has sustained grievous losses and currently pinned down. As long as that one member stays alive, he can give his powerful aura a bonus. We got this reconnaissance unit over here. I believe that may have been an allied reconnaissance unit. Not sure. We do got the airborne Vickers over here, pinning down some more Ausstruppen. We got another Panzer 35 Jaeger. Panzerjäger 35. The Panzer 35 is actually the when the company Heroes 2 community is also known as the Hotchkiss. But however, that is actually a captured French tank, so that may be a captured French tank for all I know. In comparison, I just want to give a bit of a close-up, though that looks awfully German to me. Not exactly sure of the make and model of that unit. We got an AT gun over here in a Bedford. We got this Kubelwagen MG laying into these Bren group. The Bren group currently can't fire back. They're just going to perhaps just drain the ammo of the Kubelwagens. They do have 1,500 rounds, so it will take a bit of time. And 1,500 rounds takes quite a bit of time to fire. Trust me on that. We do got a Tetrarch, a Little John with 14 armor penetration main gun. In my opinion, this is basically a Marauder as a tank, as a light tank, available in Battle Phase A. We've got another command unit coming up, perhaps to replace this command unit that has fallen. We've got a 3-inch mortar, an airborne mortar, mortar, not motor. You got some Fusiliers running on forward. They do have camouflage. Currently, this unit is falling back and pinned down thanks to the Kubelwagen MG. Panzer 35 maybe eyeing to get a shot off somewhere. I see it lining up. Oh, it's lining up over here. It didn't hit the Jeep. He will bail out a Jeep to prevent that from instantly dying. But the command unit is in open ground, and he currently is not moving it, however. Tetrarch has recovered its stress. I was trying to think of panic, and we'll be start moving forward once again. We do got a command Tetrarch moving on forward with 8 armor penetration. Can engage the Panzerjäger. Granted, the Panzerjäger probably has a higher chance of kill rate because it has 9 arm. And with only 4 armor. Sorry about that. Someone was yelling down to me. You got this 3-inch mortar ready to fire. Someone was yelling down to me, and I just completely lost my train of thought. And hopefully I properly muted my microphone. We'll make a note of 4 minutes approximately, so I just need to make sure if I didn't mute it, I'm going to probably mute it in the editing. We got this Bren group now being pinned down once again. We do got the Ausstruppen and the Fusiliers. The Fusiliers do have AT grenades, so if they can somehow get close enough, they can perhaps destroy it, but they're currently pinned down. We got a Willie's carrying an MG team. Kubelwagen just laying into this Vickers team. The Vickers team is pinning down the Ausstruppen, not receiving any suppression. The Kubelwagen just firing off what ammo it has. Currently reloading and very low on ammo. You may want to consider actually backing it up, saving the rest of the ammo for later. We got the Panzer 35 and the Tetrarch currently firing, both of them scoring a lot of misses. Though it looks like the Panzer 35 is getting very much closer hits, or misses. We got this 120mm mortar now laying into this mortar team. Ooh, getting some very good hits right there. In fact, this shot may wipe it out. No, complete miss. You got some ammo rolling on forward. And also a mortar team once again. Ooh, very close to death. Looks like the Panzerjäger 35 is out of AP rounds. It only has, well, HE rounds, I should say. Vigor's still laying in. Used up more than half its ammo. Kuhwagen's completely out of ammo. He may want to invest into some ammo over there. Both sides, really. Osttruppen are out of rifle, bolt-action rifle, and LMG ammo. They don't really carry all too much. They do have one SMG available with 300 rounds. My allergies are acting up. This mortar team is just trying to displace his pack. Pack is currently aiming up a shot, getting a nice miss shot, which caused suppression. Ooh, received a nice hit right there from the mortar team. Kuhwagen trying to engage with its no ammo. Will get destroyed by the Vickers team. We do got this Brand group engaging the Osttruppen. Some of you sound awfully quiet. You got some Hotch kisses coming on for the Panzer 35s. It doesn't have exactly a great anti-armored weapon, but it's good for supporting infantry with its 8 HE power of its MG. It only has 1 HE power from its main gun. It's just more of an armored platform, so it pretty much can walk over any non-AT equipped infantry unit. But all these units are equipped with AT. Looks like a lot of ammo has been expended by these infantry squads, primarily this one. We also have this one out of running low at ammo anyways. What weapon? Lee Enfield? Yes. Man, Tetrarch once again moving on forward. The Burden group is out of ammo. Osttruppen just probably going to fire the rest of the ammo, and then it will start regaining its cover. Ooh, do got a direct hit by the Panzer 35 Panzerjäger. More mortar barrages coming on in. Ooh, it's finished off the rest of that mortar team. 112mm mortar with its extended range. 1,600 versus the 1,200 meters. But granted, it can't hold as much ammo. It only has 25 compared to the 30. Does make a difference. But only carries 10 smoke. That's a bit more of a distance. Difference. We got an assault coming out here. Another command Tetrarch supporting 2 Bren groups. We'll rip apart these Osttruppen. You got a IG-18 field support gun. It does have a range of 1,000, so once it just gets a line of sight, it can fire upon it, but won't be able to do much versus the tank. Airborne and Bren group will be forced to fall back. More Fusiliers have been deployed to the front line. These Bren groups, well, they do have support of the Command Tetrarch. Command Tetrarch can rip apart pretty much anything in this area. It looks like the Panzerjäger... Did the Panzerjäger go down? It might have. I really wasn't paying attention. I see a corpse here. It's burning. It's definitely the Panzerjäger. It must be from this pack. It's within range. It looks like I missed a nice direct hit with the pack. These airborne Bren groups should make short work of these Ostrupen. We do got this Bren group firing even currently not, they're just out of SMG range. That squad quickly got pinned down. The IG-88 is just trying to suppress the Tetrarch for now. You got another Panzer Jaeger coming on forward. Panzer Jaeger is probably a good counter to the Tetrarch. Its weapon does have a range of 1,000. Whereas in Tetrarch, isn't 800? Nope, both of them 1,000. They both have the maximum lethal range possibility, but it does score a nice direct hit with that HE, forcing the fallback on the Tetrarch. It's getting another direct hit. Very nice. Both these squads are currently pinned down. Sort of surprised that these airborne groups were pinned down by Ostrupen. Perhaps the suppression from this squad really did help. Maybe it was the mortar teams. You got an aircraft running on forward. It is a Typhoon with 2 bombs. He may be eyeing a bombing run. I'm not exactly sure where around. Somewhere in this general area. Maybe right around here. One of the airborne groups do surrender to the Fusiliers. You got nope, did not launch. Did not do the bomb round. Now is lining up the shot. No anti-aircraft whatsoever. We do got an assault over here. The Bren group will run straight into MG42. Will be forced to be pinned down and perhaps surrender to these Ostrupen. A couple bombs now drop on in. Ostrupen receive a nice hit. Ostrupen using their SMG. Oh, lost a lot number of this members immediately when they popped out of the building thanks to this covering airborne paras. You got a Mosquito Pathfire coming in and Cindery bombing run coming in onto the MG42. Will be sort of burning alive. One of the worst ways to go. I think the only worst way to go is by gas. And sorry for that very morbid comparison. MG42 will be burned alive. Do got the Panzer III, Command Panzer III moving on forward. Airborne pairs will be ripped apart since they're on open ground. The Fusiliers have been pinned down, but these mortar teams, 220mm mortars, will start pinning down these Bren groups. Looks like he is losing his front to the Ostrupen. You can count on Ostrupen. No, really, you can. A quick quote from Come to Yours to Ostrupen. Now, only if I can make a better accent. This triangle. Some sort of triangle being pointed on the map here. Not exactly sure why. Oh wait, I think that just tells you... I don't know. We got this Bren group currently in return fire mode, but we'll get pinned down to the Fusiliers. You got a Cromwell 5 now moving on forward. You got some medium armor out on the field. The Panzer Jaeger is out. It does have 9 armor penetration, but has little armor to protect itself. All depends who can get a penetrating hit first. I'm guessing the Cromwell, who has better accuracy. You got an AA unit being pulled forward by SDKFZ57. Probably it's a shorthand for whatever the German word for it. That's just a bunch of random letters. Another Cromwell moving on forward. There is Panzer III's to contend with it. Panzer III is a very early model tank, starting the war versus the Russians, at least I know of. So these Cromwells are a more beefier tank, but they can still penetrate each other, seeing with 8 armor penetration and 7 armor. Panzer Jaeger does fire the first shot, but rolls a 2 miss. No, that was actually this weapon. Constantly being suppressed by that support weapon. Doing a very good job at supporting. Almost get a nice hit there. The support weapon continue with suppression. May actually cause panic now. Nope, one shot away, but now hitting the IG-18. We got infantry units moving on forward. This elite infantry, it will make a huge hard time for the Axis to reclaim it with his cannon fodder. You got an aircraft now moving on forward. Looks like the Typhoon with a bombing run, perhaps trying to hit that support weapon. We'll drop both the bombs without any problem this time around. We'll destroy the Osttrooper and the IG-18, but we'll meet a Focke-Wulf 190 Vet 2, but we'll meet a Tempest Vet 2. Huge amount of suppression has been applied onto the Focke-Wulf 190. The Tempest is swinging on around. Looks like he is starting to turn about the same rate, a little bit faster. Both sides, looks like the Focke-Wulf got more hits that time around, but we do got the AA weapon forcing the fallback onto the Tempest. Something, I think it was an AA weapon, because that was just one shot causing the panic. We're going to zoom on out. We may see a kill. Nope, he will manage to get out of the battlefield. Yes, we do have a flak 4188mm with its 15 armor penetration availability. It will be able to penetrate any allied armor except for the Sherman Jumbo for I currently know of. Do got some barrages being brought into this region. Looks like some sort of incendiary, it looks like. Yes, we do got the Nebel Warfare does have a bit of incendiary aspect to it. Do got the Focke-Wulf 190 still flying around. Maybe that's a different one. And I realized something. I put the wrong background. Here's Steel Division. A little bit adjustment in the camera angle so it doesn't cover up in the center thing. You got the Pathfinder Mosquito going in for a bombing run. But it looks like the Focke-Wulf 190 is running low on fuel. The bombing run did not happen. The Tempest coming around for a good run. The Focke-Wulf 190 needs to retreat back sooner rather than later. This may be a dead Focke-Wulf 190. The Mosquito's coming in for not getting any good, still in the lining phase. The Mosquito does have a huge amount of armament also, though it has bad acceleration. It's great for strafing the ground targets because it has 4 20mm cannons and 4 7.62 guns. We got incendiary barrage being dropped down upon the AA position. Gets a nice hit there. It does have 11 members, so it has a significant crew of members, so it can withstand quite a bit of fire, literally. And the fallback will come out, so he will get out of the fire, will be able to stay alive, but we could see some strafing runs from the Mosquito or by the Tempests. But the Mosquito will retreat out. You got an armored assault coming on this flank. You got a reconnaissance Staghound and 2 Cromwell 5s coming in. You got a Airborne various infantry squads actually down to 1 member. So we've got this assault, but we do got Fusiliers of AT grenades. Oh, I think the Staghound may have saw it. He's outside of the AT grenade range, so he doesn't look like he can actually see the unit. We're gonna assault over here. More and more Osttrooper coming forward. Maybe it's some Estrasstruppen. Yeah, we do got some Estrasstruppen. However properly pronounce that. Also, the cannon fodder would be ripped apart quickly by these airborne paras, but do got some 120mm mortars barraging in, and do got some Hotchkiss moving forward. There are a number of Piets on these squads. Here, a large gunfight over here, just the vehicles shooting upon the Fusiliers. The cannon fodder are doing their job, receiving the fire from all the airborne units. Slowly making progress. We got a Typhoon bombing run coming in, killing off the Jagdpanzer 35. You got some more and more reinforcing infantry units, most like the Airborne Paras or Bren groups. Finishing off. Oh, actually didn't finish off that guy. I would assume he's dead. A lot of fire is being received from this Bren group. You may want to move into behind this building to prevent all this MG fire coming up on. 2 MG42s had this area pretty much lined up and ready to rip apart. You got some Fusiliers hitting down the Pathfinders. Osttrooping here also to support. You got a Noble Warfare 41, currently out of ammo. Only has 6 rounds. Needs to get some ammo to it. You get a Flak 41 applying some pressure. Looks like he did claim one of the Cromwells. Another one, I should say. There's 2 of them in the area. Kills off the reconnaissance unit. Should not have vision of the other Cromwell. Yeah. Now laying to the infantry. Ooh. You don't want to you really don't want to see that shooting at you. Looks like these buildings are starting to get destroyed by those mortars. I wonder, buildings collapsing, will that destroy the unit inside? Some games it does, some games it doesn't. We got a Flak Irving here. Flak Irving is sort of a weak AA gun. Most AA guns are not all that effective. You really want air superiority fighters. They're much more effective at taking out aircraft than the AA units. The AA units more here just to ward away aircraft by forcing them back by causing suppression. Looks like we've got air landing units here. They do, of course, have Piets. Mortar barrage is pinning down some units. Asdf are getting pinned down. You're making great use of the cannon fodder. You got this Typhoon going for a bombing run, falling back. You got the Focke-Wulf 190 coming here to intercept. But probably won't be able to get it. And you have various aircraft now coming out. We do got 2 Tempest out in the field, receiving fire from the AA weapons, however, so you will be suppressed very quickly. Focke-Wulf 190 lining up for the kill, but we do got this Tempest sweeping out wide, baiting this one so you can gauge. This one's currently falling back. This one's currently falling back. Focke-Wulf 90 could swing around, but will not. We got the Mosquito coming forward, currently falling back, receiving a lot of suppression. Focke-Wulf 190 will splash him down. Crashes down on the road. I wonder if that can actually block units from traveling. Going to keep an eye on that. If it does, it would be just like actually Wargame. I remember Wargame Red Dragon. Sometimes I decide to do a suicidal assault, just to force the enemy back to allow my teammates to move forward. And sometimes I can completely block off a bridge by corpses. Sounds bad, but it happens. Focke-Wulf 190 getting some very nice hits. Will splash down the Typhoon. Focke-Wulf 190 is currently 3 kills away from becoming an ace. At least that's how it is in actually modern terms. Splashing down 5 aircraft, you are considered an ace. We do got Cromwell 6, an HE gun, and a lot of infantry now moving on forward. Perhaps to reinforce this front, we do got various Asdf, Osttrooping, and MG42s. Vickers coming in to suppress, but is pinned down by the MG42. The Airborne group is being suppressed. We do got 2 Noble Warfare, so we do got a significant amount of artillery there. These various air landing field officers in the open ground will get ripped apart quite quickly. Cromwell 6 now going by in. Is a very powerful support weapon. Looks like he's starting to lose ground in the center. Currently the tickets are in favor of the allied player, but only by a slight margin. Currently I would say the Axis player is in a better position, has much better, more powerful force on the ground. You got some more and more mortars coming in. This area is currently being burned apart by the Noble Warfare, just fired a barrage. Multiple buildings are getting destroyed. He's going to need some reinforcements in this area. Does have, well, he is building them. And let's see, does that airplane cause any obstruction on the road? You got a lot of these units are down to 1 members. You got some air landing units over here. Nope, nothing will actually cross the road. So I wonder if that actually are forcing the divert around the road. Ooh, these units were quite blobbed up. Will get ripped apart, pinned down by the mortar teams. Spacing. Very powerful. Without spacing, you'll get wiped out pretty quickly. Curling falling back, that's probably very good at the moment. He does not want them to be receiving all this indirect fire. You got a large assault over here with various infantry units. Air landing officers are coming down. They're not officers. Used to come here too. There's a unit called Air Landing Officer. It looks like the only thing over here was a Grenadier unit. We'll get pushed back. You got a Panther on the field with 22 armor penetration. It has a huge amount of. It's currently equipped with the pack 4388 millimeter, 15 armor. Very hard to deal with. It is one of the few units that can really, pretty much can handle almost all allied threats. You got a Typhoon bomber coming on in. We're gonna eye bombing this MG. We'll get it entirely. Typhoon is currently retreating back. No interceptors have finished off. Probably won't go down by this flak Irving. A lot of these units are out of ammo. Our Strupen just ripped through the ammo. Oh, just only the MG. They actually have plenty of R98 ammo. Black 41 is doing quite a bit of damage. Does have only 5 HE rounds, so it is a bit balanced. Better versus as a anti-tank really than the anti-infantry unit. But with a very good range, why not? Put some HE rounds into infantry. You got a large reinforcements coming in, perhaps some Ostrupen or Strupen. You got an MG42, Jag Panther. You got an AT here, so you can get a nice penetrating hit by the Panther. You got Fusiliers, a very powerful unit, and some Grenadiers. So, ooh, get a nice side armor hit by the Challenger. Actually, no, that was a frontal armor hit with 16 armor penetration versus the 15 armor. Managed to get a very lucky first shot penetration. That is huge. That is absolutely huge in that flank. That flank's pretty much won at the moment. And with all these units out of running low on ammo, he can make a counterattack. Granted, these flak 41s will be a pain in the butt to deal with. And these mortar teams also help support. So he may want to invest on an MG or two over here. We got some mortar barrages coming in right here. That's a very powerful spot for mortar barrages. Panzer 3, very low on HE rounds. In order to deal with this Challenger, I would recommend you can get some. He might have available some Ju-87s for a strafing run. There's little to no AA in the area, and they do. Ooh, do got a Ju-87 coming on forward. Does get a kill onto the Challenger. Does get a kill on the. I think that's a Tetrarch. But it does lose that unit, however. But I think it may have been cost effective, but he needs beyond cost effective for how far behind he is at the moment. You've got two Vet 2 Tempest running in Supreme. And there is no AA other than this Flak Irving, which is very minimum defense. You may be trying to bait over to the Flak 88s. Deploy the Z88s. Come here's one. Multiple units are pinned down in the area. Being suppressed perhaps by the Cromwell 6 primarily. Nebel Warfare Barrage does get a kill on one of these units. initiates a fallback on this unit. Hopefully that flak gun, yeah, the flak gun does initiate a fallback onto the Tempest. That probably saved that Focke-Wulf 190. Down to the last 10 minutes of game, and I'm going to grab a drink. Take a sip from my drink. You got some vehicles coming forward, some Tetrarch CSs. These are HE units. There are Panzerfaust and AT grenades on these units. However, they're currently in the fallback state. Ooh, getting burned. Tanks do not like being in the middle of fire. Believe it or not, while you can see in a lot of movies and video games where you could be next to lava and be fine, bailed out, in actuality, being next to inside fire will roast you alive even though you're not inside the fire, because it will just cook you. Sort of like a s'more on a fire pit. Unless you like the s'mores extra crispy or too irrational trying to wait for it and you just burn it, so you're like, oh, it's good. I don't even know if I actually completed my original train of thought right there. You got a Pack 43, a heavy AT gun, 22 armor penetration, 8 members to push the gigantic gun. Do you want to push this giant gun? Seriously, this guy has such bad back problems, he's just pretending to carry the gun. You see perhaps a bomb run coming down. Do you get a nice pin down on that unit there? Because the front line has largely stabilized. Those Flak 41 is down to 2 members. There is a mortar team hitting it. 4,2 inch mortar team. Not exactly sure how that exactly works. Is it a 4 inch or is it 2 inch? Is it a 4.2? Panzer 3 out of HE cannon rounds, not just using. It actually uses the AP rounds when firing. Guess so, it would. You got another bombing strike coming on in, hitting whatever cannon fodder unit that was. Probably Strauss-Truppen. He maybe already used up all of his Struppen. Two MG42 teams are in here, so they probably will push back any infantry assault, but however, there is an armored vehicle. You got a large push forward, try and claim as much ground as possible. You got Tempest trying to hit that 204 armored car. But with 3 armor and being closed on the top. I think it's closed in the top. Yes, it is. Okay, I was put here. Top and closed. I have a hard time trying to hit it. But there we do got a Tetrarch Little John, but only has 3 armor, so this could go either way. Weapon damaged. Oh, and lost all the rounds thanks to that weapon damage. So it looks like the Tetrarch's going to win. And the map control is still in favor of the Allies at 52%. Currently the tickets are 1,500 versus the 137. You got this Typhoon trying to hit the Focke-Wulf 190, but will be forced to fall back. And it looks like the armored car will get taken out. You got a Vet 2 Tempest engaging the Focke-Wulf 90, but you got another Focke-Wulf 190 coming up from the rear. Though Veteran C2 really does make that unit much stronger. We'll get overwhelmed by 2 units, get a very nice angle on both of them. We'll see perhaps a splashdown onto the Tempest. This Focke-Wulf 190 is still laying onto it. You got this AT aircraft coming in. We'll get some hits. Nope, just forces a pin, but it still has half its ammunition, so we'll come in. And with air superiority by the Axis player, he will come in for another strafing run. With another 1,500 tickets to make up, his opponent will be hard-pressed to actually win the game with 5 minutes remaining. You got the Cromwell now being hit. We'll get a kill on it. Does have 4 rounds. Will we go in for another strafe? Looks like it. These armored units providing a very difficult time for the Axis units. Looks like that Axis unit will be removed. Panzer III now out on the field. However, there is some gammon bombs here, and they do have a good, they're quite effective AT grenade. Focke-Wulf 190 is out on the field. Not sure where the other one went. May have been splashed down by the Tempest. This Focke-Wulf 190 using the last of its ammunition down to its last guns. The will not get the kill, however. Currently it's out of ammo, running low on fuel. Looks like this HS will fall back. So will this Typhoon. Using the last of its ammo on strafing around, be forced to fall back. Looks like one of the Nebel Warfers may have been cleaned up. This one's currently out of ammo. $17-pounder in the area. It has enough armor penetration to handle any of the armor available to his opponent, including the Jagdpanzer Panther. Panther. We'll clean up that unit. Fusiliers are here. There is a not a Bofors, Tripucelon. And the Fusiliers are actually not camouflaged. So we are going to see some nice hit. We do got some airborne scouts, 2 of them. They're currently only equipped with 2 elite Enfields and a Bren. So we have, and versus 6 Kar 98. So overall, there is more firepower, but there's also an AA gun. That unit's going to get ripped apart. Typhoon came in for a bombing run. Field control is still in favor of the allied player at +2, now +1. Another Tetrarch out on the field. That unit will get cleaned up. Huge amount of mortars in place. 1 GR4081 and 2 GRW 120mm mortars. Wow. That entire town's pretty much burning at the moment. You got some Grenadiers, but we'll find some Pathfinders. Pathfinders probably win out because it has higher amounts of veterancy. The Pathfinders is down only to his SMGs, but we'll clean up the squad, however. Then again, SMGs just reign supreme at close range. Bolt action rifles hardly even matter when it's SMGs in play. Another Jagdpanzer coming on out. Panther. I'm so used to Company Heroes 2. There's a unit called the Jagdpanzer. In this game, there's the Jagdpanther. Or how one of the casters in Company Heroes say the Jagd. We got Typhoon coming in with a bombing strike. We'll probably clean up the command unit there. You got 2 mosquitoes with a lot of bombs, big bombs. We'll rip apart both of those mortars. Yeah, dead. And overall, it looks like a decisive victory for the allied player. Down the last 50 seconds. Focke-Wulf 190 trying to gauge the Tempest. Tempest looks like outrunning it. Both sides not having as much units at one time like mid-game, but both sides are deploying their heavier assets, so the only thing left. You got a mobile wagon, if I'm saying that correctly. I really need to get, ooh, does splash on the Typhoon, but I really need to get go to Google Translate, trying to pronounce, and try to perhaps have it, trying to properly pronounce all this. Mobile wagon? That's the best I got. Down in the last 2 seconds. And this marks the end of the replay. Decisive victory by the allied player. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.